For years, millions watched Alaska, the last frontier, and believed they were seeing the raw, unfiltered reality of frontier life. A fearless man conquering the wilderness, a devoted family surviving together, and a lifestyle most of us could only imagine. But what if that picture was incomplete? What if behind the icy winds, the cameras, and the rugged bravado was a story of pain, scandal, and collapse that no one ever expected? From near-death accidents to shocking legal battles, forbidden hunts, and a heartbreaking divorce, this story isn't just about survival in Alaska. It's about survival in life itself. In June 2015, everything viewers thought they knew about Kilcher nearly ended in an instant. While hiking at Otter Cove with a friend, he lost his footing in the dark and plunged nearly 40 feet down a cliff. The impact shattered his body, both lungs punctured, multiple ribs broken, hips crushed, and ankles snapped. For fans, the news was devastating. For Jane, his wife, it was worse than a nightmare. She got the call no one ever wants, hearing her husband's life hung in the balance. Atsley spent months in the hospital, enduring surgeries, slow recovery, and an uncertain future. On social media, he shared x-rays and fragile updates, showing fans the painful reality behind the fearless TV character. What stood out was his humility. He admitted the fall forced him to slow down, to recognize just how fragile life could be. Yet while the physical recovery was underway, something else was quietly beginning. This accident wasn't just a random stroke of bad luck. It became the first domino in a series of battles that would reshape his life. And the very next step wasn't healing, it was heading straight into court. As Atsley struggled through recovery, a lawsuit soon followed. He decided to take legal action against the Otter Cove resort, where the accident happened. His claim? That the area lacked proper warning signs and safety measures, putting him in unnecessary danger. He demanded $100,000 in damages, arguing his suffering could have been prevented. The resort hit back hard. Their response? Atsley had only himself to blame. They denied responsibility, insisting he'd been negligent while hiking. Suddenly, the man viewers admired for his strength and self-reliance was now at the center of a messy legal dispute. Fans were divided. Some stood by him, while others questioned if fame had changed the rugged survivalist into someone chasing lawsuits. But the lawsuit wasn't the only legal trouble he would face. Just as that case grabbed headlines, an older, far more dangerous scandal was about to resurface. Something that wouldn't just question his judgment, but threaten his freedom. What happened next would take the story from the courtroom to the wild and reveal just how far producers and cast would go to keep the cameras rolling. In 2015, fans were shocked when a disturbing revelation emerged. Atsley had been part of an illegal black bear hunting trip the year before. Instead of hiking into the wilderness, he and the crew allegedly used a helicopter to access the hunting grounds, a direct violation of Alaska's strict fair chase hunting laws. To most viewers, it seemed like just another survival scene, but to authorities, it was a serious crime. The tip came from an unlikely whistleblower, a medic hired for the production. He later revealed that producers pressured the team to get footage of a bear hunt and encouraged Atsley to participate, even when he raised concerns about the legality. Eventually, the Alaska State Troopers confirmed what happened, and both Atsley and the production company faced charges. The verdict? A $1,500 fine for Atsley and $17,500 for the producers. He admitted he hadn't meant to break the law, but claimed the producers pushed him to do it. Still, the damage was done. Fans couldn't ignore the scandal, and critics began questioning the reality of the reality show. The fine was small, but the fallout was massive, and the silence that followed spoke volumes. After the hunting scandal, Atsley began to fade from public view. Once active on social media, he grew distant, sharing fewer updates, avoiding direct questions, and leaving fans to speculate. Discovery Channel never addressed the issue directly. To them, it was business as usual. But to viewers, something felt off. Why had their favorite cast member suddenly gone quiet? Why did some episodes seem to avoid his presence entirely? Online forums buzzed with speculation. Was he suspended, punished, or simply burned out from the backlash? Fans who once celebrated his daring stunts now whispered about controversies, lawsuits, and off-screen drama. This wasn't the rugged, unbreakable man they thought they knew. This was someone worn down by pressure, scrutiny, and mistakes. And as his silence grew louder, so did the cracks in the show itself. For the first time, fans began to wonder if Alaska, the last frontier, could survive the storms brewing behind the cameras. But the truth is the storm was only just beginning, because soon the show that had run for over a decade would abruptly come to an end, leaving fans shocked and searching for answers. In 2022, after 11 successful seasons, Alaska, the last frontier, was suddenly canceled. No grand finale, No heartfelt goodbye, no explanation from Discovery, just silence. For a show that had become a fan favorite since 2011, the end was as abrupt as it was confusing. Speculation spread quickly. Some blamed declining ratings, arguing that the homesteading format had lost its appeal as viewers shifted toward true crime and drama series. Others pointed to skyrocketing production costs. Filming in Alaska's remote wilderness wasn't cheap. Helicopters, weather delays, and equipment made each season an expensive gamble. But for longtime fans, the real reasons seemed more personal. Otto Kilcher's near-fatal injuries limited his involvement, weakening the show's heart. Atsley's scandals cast a shadow the producers couldn't shake. And beneath it all, whispers of family struggles and off-camera conflicts grew louder. The combination was too much. Ratings slipped, production tightened, and the show disappeared. Yet even as the cancellation stunned viewers, no one was prepared for the next revelation. A personal blow that struck at the very core of what fans loved most about the Kilchers: family unity. Just months after the show ended, Jane Kilcher dropped a bombshell on social media. "Atsley is divorcing me, and it is very unfortunate, but I cannot control it." The blunt announcement stunned fans. For years, viewers had watched their relationship grow on screen, through hardships, hunts, and homestead life. Their love story had been one of the emotional anchors of the series. Now it was gone. Speculation spread like wildfire. Had the accident changed him forever? Did the pressure of lawsuits and public judgment break their bond? Or had years of reality TV spotlight finally fractured what once seemed unshakable? Jane's wording suggested the decision wasn't mutual. It was Atsley's choice, leaving fans heartbroken and confused. Suddenly, the show wasn't about surviving the Alaskan wilderness anymore. It was about surviving the personal wilderness of love, loss, and betrayal. For many fans, this was the final confirmation that the reality behind the cameras was far darker than the story Discovery had ever shown. And while the marriage collapsed, so too did the last remnants of the family image that had made The Last Frontier so beloved. Looking back, Atsley's story isn't just about a TV show. It's about a series of warnings. A childhood filled with trauma, a near-fatal accident that forced him to slow down, the legal scandals that exposed the darker side of reality TV, and finally the heartbreak of divorce. Each event chipped away at the man fans thought they knew, revealing a deeper struggle behind the bravado. Yet there's a lesson here too. Reality TV may show us survival in the wilderness, but the real battle is often hidden: mental health, pressure, and the crushing weight of expectation. Atsley's journey is proof that fame doesn't erase pain. Sometimes it magnifies it. Today, the Kilcher family continues to share glimpses of their lives on social media. The Frontier show may be over, but their legacy remains alive. Fans still follow their updates, still hope for healing, and still debate what really went wrong. At the end of the day, Atsley's story is tragic, powerful, and unforgettable. The Frontier may have closed, but the lessons remain. Was he a victim of bad luck, or of the television machine that turned his struggles into entertainment? That's for you to decide. Atsley Kilcher's journey is more than just the rise and fall of a reality TV star. It's a reminder of how fragile even the strongest-seeming lives can be. From near-death experiences to courtroom battles and heartbreak at home, his story reveals the heavy cost of fame when survival is lived both on and off camera. The wilderness may have defined his image, but it was the unseen struggles that told the real story. And while The Last Frontier has ended, the questions remain. Was Atsley conquered by fate or by the pressures of a spotlight too heavy to bear?